Yep, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Alex Show. It's me, your host, Just Alex, aka favorite community college dropout with opinions. How y'all doing today, man? You doing good, looking good, smelling good, hope you feeling good. Check this out, I got a good episode lined up for y'all today. I got to sit down with my good brother Slade the Supreme, upcoming artist out of North Carolina. We talk about his latest project, a quest called Life Volume 3. We also get into a little bit about who he is, where he's from, and how we got into the music industry. We get into that and a whole lot more right after this. All right, we back. Like I said in the beginning, I'm here with my good brother Slade the Supreme. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, man. Blessed to be here. Glad, you know what I'm saying, come kick it with you. Enjoy some time with you. I'm a fan of the show. So definitely dope to be a part of the podcast, man.
Oh yeah, I definitely appreciate it, man. So what's going on with you? How you doing, first of all?
Man, I'm all right, man. I feel like they said because my watch just came up down, but you know.
Hey,
it's all,
it happens. It happens.
It's a Casio. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no Rolex.
Hey, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. That's all that matters. We gonna get there.
Yeah, man.
So how's post album life treating you, man? What's going on with it?
Man, I feel good, man. The love has been amazing, bro. Like always when I come out, man, it's a lot of people like expecting the music and stuff. So the love has been overwhelming, to say the least. I'm a bit of an introvert, so a lot of times I like shy away from a lot of attention and things like that. But it's been amazing, man. I got some things in the works going forth, so yeah.
Okay, what we got things like another album coming anytime soon, mixtape, singles? What we talking about?
It took me 2 years to come out with this, man, but I might drop a couple of tracks that I didn't drop on the deluxe maybe later in the year, but also talking about like merch type shit.
Okay.
Just different things, of course, interviews and podcasts that I really enjoy. Just pushing it, man, marketing. I got a lot of content coming up, so definitely excited about that. Interested to see how people receive it.
That's definitely good to see, because there's a lot of people, they just think they can just drop the music and that's gonna be it. Now you got to put some effort into the promo of it and everything too. Yeah. But shit, I want to get into, you know what I'm saying, you a little bit. I know we kind of familiar as far as social media and whatnot, but I personally want to know a little bit about you. You know, Sark, where you from, how you got into rap music and everything.
Music has been a part of my life since like a very young age. I was blessed and cursed enough to have all of my cousins and my sisters and stuff like be a lot older than me. My closest sibling is like 9 years apart from me. So, as they were teenagers and different things like that, they were able to expose me to a lot of music that I wouldn't get from my parents. My mom exposed me to a lot of R&B and gospel, of course. But my sisters kind of exposed me to what was popping at the time when I was a kid. I almost said R. Kelly, but
hey, we all been there.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom and dad probably wouldn't have been used to at the time. But I'm just a nigga from Savannah, Georgia, by way of Kinston, North Carolina, man. And I just love music, bro.
Okay, that's something I was going to get into. I was going to ask you, where are you actually from? I knew you wasn't from Winston originally.
Yeah. So I came to school in Winston, and I've been here for like the last 10 years. But I'm originally from Kinston, North Carolina, which is on the east. But I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, and came back around here when I was about 12, 13.
Okay.
And that's kind of like shaped my life ever since. But all the experiences are valuable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you went to Winston-Salem State?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shout out to the Rams.
The greatest HBCU in the
world. Let me see. What got you into wanting to actually do music? Because I know I looked on I know the DSPs anyway. You just started in 2018 or 19.
So I started solo in 2018.
Gotcha.
I've been doing music. I was in a group called Dope Music back in the day, and it's like what I was saying. Like during college, me and my homie from Kinston, North Carolina at the time, we went to college and decided to go together. We started doing music like maybe our senior year in high school, and then went to college together and kind of turned up, and that's where like most of the notoriety and stuff that I still had to this day kind of came from just being on campus and and competing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be the best, at least on campus, and then expanding outside of that afterwards, man. But yeah, so I think like maybe the music out probably goes back to like 2013, 14-ish. But you know, that a lot of that stuff was like really, really old, really, really terrible. Not from like an artistic standpoint, because you can hear the same things that you hear now, but you know,
you just grown yourself a lot. Getting better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything that I do, I see myself growing better. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not progressing, I'm going backwards.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we want.
I don't want to do it no more.
That's definitely what we want. So, what was the reason for the solo move?
I think just like at a point in time, we got to a point where it's just like we looked at each other and we were growing in different directions.
Right.
And then, I mean, of course, you know, like it was a producer rapper combo, and of course, you know, you get comfortable with the sound and different things like that, or you get comfortable making music a certain way with each other, and you know, eventually you want to step out and explore with other people.
Oh yeah,
and definitely expand. So we just decided to go separate ways, man.
Okay. Y'all still come back and collab with each other?
Not too much, man. You know, when we grew separate ways musically, a lot of things went separate ways.
I got you. We ain't got to go into it that much. So you said rapper and producer. Do you do any production yourself?
Oh yeah, man. I produce 95% of the album. I say everything. Well, 95% of. I say like 98% of all my albums. So
okay.
When I was in the group, I did take heed to everything that was going on. I played a production part, but I wasn't like the producer.
Right.
I took part in the samples and I learned. You know, I'm the type of person that like if I get around you for long enough, or if we're around each other for long enough, like I start to pick up things from you. I start to learn things, especially if I'm like super interested in things. So that helped me learn a lot. And then outside of that, man, I picked up a lot of stuff off of YouTube and different things. Just learning.
YouTube University.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, so I produced the majority of all my albums. Say like on my albums, there might be like one track that I didn't produce the whole thing. And I've had a lot of help with Shay Castro, Josh 2800, like helping me out, like playing instruments and different things. But I'm the primary producer on my albums. I kind of tried to hide that for a long time. I went under a different producer name.
Why is that?
Because I never really wanted to be a producer. Like I still don't want to be a producer. Like so,
kind of want to keep
got beats, you know, so send them to me.
Kind of want to keep the lives separate.
Yeah, like I really just want to rap and write songs, man. But I think I've come to a point where it's like the music that I make is so like distinct, and there's nothing like it. That a lot of times when dudes send me packs, they're always like, "Okay, I'm gonna send you Boom Pat," but it's like I don't make Boom Pat music. It's inspired by Boom Pat, the Ninth Wonders, and Jay Dillas of the world, but it's not that.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I can easily hear a lot of the soul sample, the soul interpolation that you do in the music. That's one reason that I really fuck with a lot, all the music that you can put out, as far as what I've heard anyway. I was gonna ask, who or where do you get the inspiration from for those type of beats?
So I said just going back to like my mom. When we were kids, she used to get like I call them mixtapes. They were like CDs with a whole bunch of like old school music. And my mom was like really interested in music, as far as like listening. So she had like a CD book of over 300, 400 CDs, man. When we would travel, she had the six disc changer. And she'd throw them in there, and it'd be like the mixtapes would be like 20 songs of just different old school music.
And soulful shit.
All of that, like it super influenced me, and I was like you know, you're a young nigga, but you really into like more so what you're into. But when you started to hear like samples and stuff,
different sounds started standing out to you and whatnot.
So that, and then I think like before I ever knew what like instrumental, like the word instrumental was, I was looking up Ninth Wonder beats on YouTube and just freestyling over them, recording them on my phone, and uploading them to MySpace. So like all of that kind of like shaped this artistry that I had. But I think more so than anything, like my mom just exposed me to that stuff when I was a kid, like really shaped my life up until this point.
Okay. As I was listening to your last project, I was trying to pick out, I try to ask general questions as far as, like I say, getting to know the artist and whatnot, but also try and find something that's particular to that artist.
Right.
And something that I did notice, for whatever reason, stood out to me. You don't curse in your music.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope that you actually paid attention. And I don't. My mom is like I won't say she's like a super Christian, but she's like Christian. And when I was coming up, like she found one of my rhyme books.
Oh Lord!
And luckily, I didn't have any cursing in it. But she was like, just always like speak what you know. Don't be around here cursing and stuff. And it's kind of like always stuck with me, just throughout. And it's like, I think when I was in college, it was very important to me to make music that I'd be able to perform on campus, because being in the Bible Belt and Winston-Salem is not like linked to any certain Christian thing, but it's a dry campus. In their events, they don't host like music that curses or anything. So it just kind of stuck with me throughout college, and it's just kind of like been with me. And it's like something I don't even notice. Like, but I do want my mom to be able to like listen to my music or show it to her friends, and it's not like "fuck you, bitch," and suck my dick here and this, that, and the third. Some of the Southern banter is a little, raunchy, but it's not that.
Yeah, it's not it's not blatant as most people is. Let me see what's something else I was going to ask you. What's as of right now, what do you feel like is the feel of the album overall from people that you know, people online, or just what's been your feedback so far?
That it's the best project that I got out, and I think so. Like my first album that I put out, it had a lot of emotion into it, and a lot of like my first solo album. It was like very emotional, very centered around my point in life, very centered around things that I was really embarrassed to talk about. And then I think my second album, I shied away from that because I was hit chasing. And even though like I was trying to get like music on the radio, like just trying to appeal to the society while still doing my thing, I feel like I was very successful in doing that.
Right.
I got a song on the radio back at home. It just didn't have that emotional pull that I was like seeking or that I've had previously. So I definitely wanted to get back to being like the open and honest person, and not just trying to be that nigga or just shit on niggas just because I had success in this and I did a lot of things and a lot of dudes around me didn't do yet. So I definitely wanted to be that open and emotional person and just like speak on life and make the music relatable more so than anything. And I think that's like the mark of making somebody's favorite artist.
Right.
Even though like I say I'm the world's greatest, I feel like I'm one of the greatest artists that ever exist in life. I definitely want to be like a lot of people's favorite artist. So when people are telling me like, bro, like this changed me, or like this made me feel, or I've had this type of emotion, like that means the world to me, because I'm able to help people through their situations, or even just allow people to open up and feel things that they may haven't felt. Like music is my therapy, so it's just like when I use my therapy to help and encourage and just inspire other people, it means the world to me. So that's been to answer your question, that's been like the responses that stick out to me most. And people gravitate towards certain records, but most people coming to me telling me like the album as a whole is a solid project. It's a good project. They love it. That means everything, bro.
What seems to be the fan favorite right now?
Shoot, man, it's like different demographics gravitate towards different things. So like a lot of the females love the Shawnee's interlude joint. A lot of the homies love 550.
That's my shit.
Yeah,
that's my shit.
Hate It For You. Shoot, some people love Say La Vie the most. But it's all over, and every time I drop an album like that, that's what kind of like gives me the idea of, okay, I did something well, because it's not like one thing people can pick out. It's like this only
It's multiple things from multiple different people.
Yeah.
That you mentioned, that 550 is one of my favorites, but that C'est La Vie, the intro, that shit is hard. Yeah. That is a crazy intro.
Shoot, a lot of people gravitate towards the Sorry Mama joint, because it's like, you know, we all, especially like being like men that were raised by your mother and your mother, so it's like we all got this feeling that we just want to make our mamas proud, and you know, life happens, and
let her know we taking care of business.
Yeah, we shy away from that sometimes, like the original plan that, you know, like your parents have plans for you all throughout your life, and they try to instill things in you to get you to follow their plans, because what they learned was that was the best thing to do, and like just knowing that my mom was like cut short from a lot of her potential and different things like that. She wanted me to go to college, be a lawyer, be a doctor. But like that's what she instilled in me. But as I grew older, she started instilling like, no, go find your happiness. And even though like part of me still feels like okay, I haven't made it yet, or I can't buy my mom a house yet. Like I played it for her, and like she was like, oh, you sorry, but I'm very proud of the man that you become. You know?
That seems to be a sentiment. As long as they see you out here trying, you ain't getting in no trouble, nothing like that. You got some type of business and authority and just some type of go-to about yourself. They definitely always gonna be proud of you. Going back to the song you said that you got some radio play off of, which song was that?
So Options off my last album, Request Our Life Volume 2, with Dre of the East. That was we had it was like a competition thing where every week you go up against a different artist. And a lot of the artists were like super good, super talented. Sonny the Man being one of them. But I had to do what I had to do, man. And although I love like a lot of the artists and a lot of the art that they had, I had to take care of them.
The winner's gonna win, bro. The winner's gonna win.
But definitely respect, especially Sonny. Like Sonny had a really dope song. I think that might have been like the last step, like before we got on the radio. But they spun it, man, and it was crazy because like I'm not really like, I started doing music in my hometown. We was only there for like a year. Like my notoriety and stuff came from when I got to Winston and started like performing and doing things, like actually going out on the music and decided in our mind that this is what we wanted to do.
Right.
So when I went to like just check and see how the record was performing back at home, Shazam was going crazy. A lot of people found my Facebook like, oh my God, guess who this is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't cool in high school until like maybe the end of junior year, senior year. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of alone. I always kept to myself. But like once people started to see that, it was just like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? High school wasn't nobody's peak over here.
Yeah,
you know
that nigga now.
Pregnant and, after high school and shit.
Talk about it.
Slade dick, you know what I mean?
Talk about it. Let me see. What or who would you say, as of right now, are some artists that you draw the most inspiration from, as far as who's, you know, and maybe not even right now, just as you've grown, because of course, like you said, you notice things mature as far as when you was making music from before. So who are some artists that you draw some inspiration from right now?
I say like mainstream, of course, like the big three with, you know, Drake, Cole, Kendrick.
Right.
Even outside of that, like I'm a really big Freddie Gibbs fan.
Oh yeah, the Rabbit.
Yeah, big Rabbit. But to be honest with you, like I'm inspired more so by local artists, or artists that maybe haven't made it mainstream, and independent artists like my brothers, Dre of the East, X Brody, my little brother Josh, who just moved to LA, tearing shit up. My boy Swank, my brother Banks, young nigga around here named Jock. Like I'm really inspired by them. My Fayetteville niggas, William Prize, Billboy Rand, Fat Mac, City. Like I'm super inspired by them because they do exactly what I do, but they take it as serious as I do. They're into like traveling all over the place. And like I know it's like a lot of names that I left out, niggas gonna be mad at me. But, like all my niggas that I support, G Ramone, J Rashad, all of them, like they inspire me the most, and it's like it's cool like being around these niggas making this music, and it's like it's not a spirit of competitiveness. It's a spirit of like we support each other, like pushing each other forward, like
one band, one sound kind of thing.
Yeah. And like we not involved in each other's like past in any really way except for like Brody, Josh, and Dre. Like those are my brothers. We go on tour together. We went on tour in 2020 and stuff like that. But you know, outside of that, it's like I'm looking from the side. Like I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan of these guys. And I really support like what they're doing, and it's vice versa. So yeah, like just seeing them achieve things. Like a lot of niggas, like you wouldn't expect like when you see niggas around you like winning. Like a lot of niggas be like, okay, that inspires me, and this, that, and the third. That's the feeling I get. But like a lot of niggas be jealous. But now, like Swank got signed.
A lot of niggas be on some. If I can't have it, why should you? Type shit.
Yeah. A lot of niggas don't deserve that shit. But Swank got signed. I was excited for him. I'm excited what you're gonna be able to do. Not because I'm looking for anything for you. Like that love is agape. Like I don't expect anything from you.
Like if you can do it, that means I can do it too.
Yeah. Like Not even that. Like if you did it, it's like it's showing me that it's reachable.
It's obtainable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are I'm sorry, would you finish?
Oh yeah.
My fault. But who are somebody that you've seen your listeners compare you to? You get a comparison from.
Shoot, man. To be honest, it's not really many people. Like I feel like I have like a very distinct sound. I've heard Boz down to Cole, even down to, as embarrassing as this is to say, like Will Smith.
I can always hear the Boz and the Cole, but the Will Smith kind of off.
Like I said, I sound like Will Smith.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It hasn't been really many people. They say I give them. They don't say I sound like J. Cole because obviously we have two different voices. But like it's like a vibe of J. Cole.
Yeah, like the production and the way you rap, the style you rap. Yeah. I could, like I said, I could definitely hear that. You said you went on tour in 2020. What was that like? And do you have one coming up for this album?
So answer your second question first. Yeah, definitely we got to get back on the road. Me and my brothers, we've been talking about it, planning it all through COVID. Like we got to get back out. We got to do something that's monumental again. But in 2020, it was like this was like fresh out of moving out of the crib that we were staying in. I was broke, making not too much outside of minimum wage.
Hey, we all been there.
Yeah, bro.
We all been there.
I got an apartment by myself. I'm looking at the funds coming in. I'm deferring my student loans and shit. I'm down bad. And I'm looking at myself like, what do you have to offer to this world that you can sell and make money? And how can you do it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking and I'm just like, bro, all I've been focused on is music. I had just released the album in July. I say I moved to this place in like September. And this is, of course, called Life Volume 1. I'm rapping my ass off. I'm starting to do content. I'm getting notoriety from that, but it ain't bringing in no papers. I'm just like, what can I do? All of a sudden, I just said, fuck it. I called up Dre. I said, Dre, you the only other nigga that I know that takes this shit as serious as me. Well, not the only other nigga, but one of the niggas I know that take this shit as serious as me. Let's do it. Like, let's take the leap. Called up Brody, same conversation. Let's take the leap. Let's take the leap of faith, man. Both of them niggas was on board. Immediately, I start calling places up. I don't know how to get booked, to be honest with you. I don't have
that's all I was just about to ask. What's that process like?
I'm looking at what I need. I'm researching, like, because that's how I finished the first album. Like, it was pure research. Everything that I learned was done in that time period. Like, it was simultaneous. I was learning and doing at the same time. I didn't know how to mix and master the album, but I had the equipment to do so, and I took that leap of faith. Like, fuck, what's stopping me now? And again, the love was like amazing at the time. So I was like, if I can get these people to listen to my music, I gotta get them to be able to come pay to see me. So I'm looking at the different venues. And we started out shooting for the Boom, trying to book the neighborhood theater that holds 600, 700 people.
Hey, as you should.
Yeah,
as you should.
And I'm looking at myself like, nah, I did a couple shows in Charlotte. We can pull like a Swift 100. Well, I can pull like a Swift 100.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what these niggas got in Charlotte, but I know they got this area over here. I know Dre's from this area over here. I know Brody's from this area over here. Okay, cool. So then I'm starting to look at like smaller venues that hold like maybe 150, whatever. Oh, you need this, that, and the third. EPK, projected draw, specific time periods. I'm looking at these niggas, and just so happened I booked the first day. I said, okay. Then the next one came in week after Saturday, week after Saturday. We needed one more day. Dre hooked it up. That weekend after that Saturday, then we had CIAA, which me and my homies always put a bit on for that anyways. Excuse me. So that was like 6 dates already lined up. I said, all right, well, let's take this as serious as we take our albums. Let's link up, do a photo shoot, put it out. We sent it out, and immediately, like, the love was like, oh, I'm gonna be there. Like, we coming. Over 100 shares on the video, I think, when we put it out, and we got to work. Started hitting people up in the inbox. Like, it was a lot of pride swallowing, bro. Like, there was a lot of I'm not trying to be cool. Like, I really need this money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in random people's inbox. Hey,
hustle
look, I
mode.
saw you was from Charlotte. You know, we have a show coming out. I think it's gonna be a dope show. Slide through. I got left on red maybe like 600, 700 times.
Hey, all that matters, they know about it though.
Hey, look, the first 2 shows are sold out. The third one, we had about maybe 80% sold. Charlotte, we went back to Charlotte. So we went to Charlotte, Winston, Raleigh. We were supposed to have a date in Greenville, but it got jacked up. And then back to Charlotte for COVID. Back to Charlotte for CIAA. I'm sorry.
Greenville, North Carolina?
Greenville, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the east. It's like 20 minutes from Kinston. Yeah, we had to go home, but sold out Charlotte, sold out Winston. Raleigh was like 80% sold out. Had to skip the Greenville show, but when we went back to Charlotte for CIAA, we had an auditorium, sold it out.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then COVID hit. You talking about like depression?
Fucked everything up.
Yeah, bro. I'm talking about like we had Atlanta dates.
Man,
Work. I had a show out in Memphis, April 6th. Like, this is like April 6th is like right before things had.
Yeah, right before because it was like March when they shut it down.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
New York date. I had a spot in Brooklyn. I was talking to this dude trying to butter him up and everything, and he had finally, like, he messaged me. He was like I wanted to do the date, but of course, you know, COVID is shut us down. LA, we had a date pending out in LA, so it came and took a lot of wind out of like what we had going on.
Right.
And really sent me into a state of depression for a short period of time, but that's how the tour went. So
just depression out of feeling like you're not getting nowhere, or what was
just like the feeling of like every time I think things are going amazing or everything is working in my favor, it's
like a setback.
I get punched in the face.
Yeah,
and I gotta go to the hospital for 3 days. Something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like every time I feel like I'm in a groove, it's getting knocked back. And as many times as it happened, it hasn't been as many times as I've been successful, but it's just like, it's still like,
it's still there.
Yeah, it's taken out of your cell and you left there floating and you gotta figure out a different way. But like, I was able to come to grips with like, that's life.
Right.
Life is good things happen until a bad thing happens. And then when a bad thing happens, you figure out how to make a good thing happen again.
So what, if you don't mind me asking, what gets you through that? What got you through that point?
Feeling it. I like when I have bad things happen to me, I like to try to, if it is convenient, to feel those emotions. I don't like trying to like act like it didn't happen. I don't like trying to avoid it. I like to feel all of it because I don't want to take that grief into another area of my life.
Right.
And I think I've done a lot of like bottling emotions and stuff. So when super bad things happen, a lot of it is all opened up at the same time, and I feel it, and it's good for me. But after I feel it, it's okay. What do we do now? How do we progress? How do we figure out how to, maneuver whatever the new situation is and get to where we need to be?
Right.
And that's where it went after that. And navigating doing music during COVID was crazy. Navigating our life out of we just had it figured out, and now we don't.
Going right back to the drawing board, basically.
Yeah. But COVID came for 3 years. I dropped one album during that time period. I don't feel like I was able to give it its full potential at that time, and I was really like dreading dropping the album during COVID and during the race wars that we were having at that time, because I didn't want to be seen as like insensitive. This nigga's over here promoting this music while
shit, niggas getting killed type shit.
Yeah. So
how does that come out in the music as far as you going through the process of understanding where you at, getting to the other side of it? Do you see that in coming out in your music at all? Does it change the way you write, the way you produce,
that's a good question.
Things you want to talk about?
I don't think it changes like anything with how I make music. It definitely probably spaces out how I make music, because it's like I make music off of sheer inspiration and like actual emotion and actual feeling. Like I'm not the type of nigga that goes to the studio for 12 hours just to try to make a beat. Like I like knowing what I'm doing before I even go into the studio, or at least having a good inspiration of what I'm doing.
A good enough idea for a starting point.
Yeah. So I moved off of that. So it's like during that state of depression, it was very hard to see the bright side of shit or feel inspiration from things.
Gotcha.
And when I'm going through like depressive states, it's kind of hard for me to write about my depressive state until it's like over with.
Gotcha.
Because all I can focus on is getting out of that situation.
Yeah. So, what is your writing process like? 'Cause I like to ask that question because I feel like I get almost the same answer but a different explanation from everybody. So, is it are you more of I'm a write first and then pick the beat, or I'm gonna pick the beat and let the beat inspire me, or what's your writing process like?
It's different every time, man. I can write to the sounds of the wind, bro. Like that's the type of artist I am. Like sometimes I come up with the concept of a song first and then write it out, this, that, and the third, and then I wait for the inspiration of whatever the beat should be. Like a lot of things, like the Hate It For You beat, like I came up with, I'm sorry, babe, I can't apologize, I don't feel remorseful, been mortal, but in my soul is a king. Like I came up with that whole feeling and vibe and like probably like the first 8 bars of that before it ever clicked in my mind, like they were the bar simple. And then like sometimes I hear a sound that inspires me, or I see a movie that inspires like an emotion that I had, and it unlocks like some secret bars that I had inside my body, and I get to writing. It's different stuff every time, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that the common answer?
No. Like I said, I feel like I get sort of the same answer every time. It's always like it depends on, you know what I'm saying, the mood that I'm in, but it's always a different explanation as to what exactly gets you there. Let me see, as far as your social medias and whatnot, one thing that really stands out to me about you and your social medias and the way you just promote yourself is the freestyle videos that you do.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who do like music, podcasts, YouTube, anything like that, and they wonder why people don't gravitate to them and gravitate to their content. But it's like, if I go on your page and I gotta look for what it is you do, how am I gonna know that you do anything?
I think I made up in my mind when I was in college that I'm gonna be a rapper.
Right.
I took down all my selfies all my fit pics,
straight music.
All my woman crush Wednesdays, all that shit. I took that down and decided that I was gonna like really pursue this music thing. And once I did that, like I that was all you saw me post. Like, I got a show here, I'm doing this here. Look at this picture of me performing, this, that, and the third. And then I say around like 2018, I was looking at like what they're doing. A lot of the things that I do is like, it's not me creating an invention or me being innovative. It's seeing like what a lot of other people are doing and they're doing it better than them. Or attempting to add an element to it that makes it my own. So I saw a lot of people like doing freestyle videos, like, you know, they in a car. You know, the 10 Toes Down challenge came out around that time. Like different people like this freestyle. I said, okay, I want mine to be better quality than that. So I had a camera. Matter of fact, the camera sitting right over there. That's the first camera I ever got, and maybe like 2014. Mama bought it for me for my birthday. I had it. I used it. I started recording myself. Then I was like, I don't want it to sound like bad quality. So I learned how to use Logic, and I started recording the instrumentals in Logic and mixing it and mastering it. And I was like, you know what? Let's take it to another level. I'm gonna put subtitles on it, just so niggas can go back and read through the bars that I'm saying and actually catch shit. And then I started putting them out, man. And a lot of that was that, okay, I don't make music like most people are used to. But I'm the type of nigga I can rap over anything. I rapped over the Indian tribal chants, like real talk. Like I got a song over Indian tribal chants that's amazing. But it's like, okay, how do I appeal to this society that doesn't necessarily champion the type of music that I make, but at the same time do it in my fashion? It's like I'm letting niggas know like I can do that too. So I started rapping over the top 10 hip hop hits and trying to abuse the niggas that do it. Let niggas know. Like,
let niggas know.
I do this better than
your
favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
people started like gravitating towards that. And from that, it's just like, he was like, oh, this nigga's tough. Let me go check out his music. Fans. Like, I started out, when I started doing that, I was at like 1,800 followers. And when I tell you, like, just hopping in the content game, bro, my shit went from like 1,800 to 5,000 in a matter of like 4 months. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this works. And mind you, I shied away from it a lot when I'm in a creative mode, and I kind of only use it as like a marketing and promotional tool now. But it works, man. Content is key. I tell all my artist friends that, but it's not just like content; it's high quality content.
And so, it's gotta be specific to what you actually do too. You can't
man.
you can't be promoting something and then doing something else when I go to your other pages and links and whatnot. So like I said, that's definitely something that I fuck with and stands out about you from the crowd anyway. Because I just don't understand the thought process of, I'm doing this and I want a bunch of people to support it, but we don't know where to find your shit. Like, we go to your page and we gotta scroll. It's like, oh, okay, there it is right there.
Yeah, man. So when I was at school, like I took a lot of business classes, and I was in this program called the Renaissance Program, which was a male minority mentoring program to keep Black males in college. Because like statistically, like 66% of people, Black males, drop out of college. It was like some statistic like that. I don't know. So like when we were in school and shit, like they told us to look to our left and look to the right. It was like, one of y'all niggas not, like, only one of y'all niggas is gonna graduate. Luckily, like, you know what I'm saying, like the people that I surrounded myself with at the time, it's like all of us that I looked around with, we graduated. But like within there, we learned like a lot of business ethics, how to present yourself as a professional. Just like how to market yourself, how to give a 30-second speech in the elevator. Like, I learned so much like business type of stuff. Like, so I simply applied that to what I want to do, like music and shit, just to make it, popular and professional and make it so, like when I market shit, it's like, it looks like I got a whole team behind me, but really I'm just in this little ass apartment doing everything myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right. So, what was I gonna ask? What do you want people to take away from your music? What do you want to be known for?
That's a good question. And, every time I get asked that, it's probably gonna be a different answer because there's never been like a specific way or like a specific niche that I marketed myself towards. It's just like I'm a regular everyday nigga. Like I'm not rich. I don't drive like a fancy car. None of that shit. Like I'm a regular nigga. I go through problems every day. I'm not the type of nigga that's trying to like shit on niggas. Like I got this, I got that, and this. Because most niggas that do that, I got something you don't got as well.
Right.
And I think I just make like relatable music. I think when people listen to my music, they relate to it because like I express that I'm a real individual. I'm like a real being. I'm a real person. I'm not an entity or anything like that. I'm somebody that goes through everyday problems, and ultimately, all of us generally, for the most part, go through the same exact shit.
Yeah.
So when people are exposed to my music, I feel like they realize that. And sometimes I offer music that has solutions in it. I offer inspiration, but ultimately, like I offer people the space to feel and relate to things that happens to everybody. It's a lot of like we live in a society that tries to numb everything.
Right.
That's why pills are so popular. That's why lean is so popular. That's why weed and alcohol is so popular.
Anything to escape that feeling.
Yeah.
Even if it's temporary.
And when people listen to my music, I feel like they're forced to feel. So like when I say shit like something, it even be simple shit when I say like, don't you ever love nobody like the way you love it? It's like niggas feel that, bro. Because every nigga in this world, shit, every female in this world that has somebody is like, don't love nobody like that.
Right.
Because that was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say like
you got to come back home.
like I'm pushing that Cherokee just like a 550. Like 550 is a Ferrari. I ain't got no damn Ferrari, nigga. But I push that Cherokee like it's my
not yet. Like I said, we gonna get there.
Oh yeah,
we gonna get there.
100%.
Let me see. What do you want from music as far as any goals that you have set for yourself, whether it be short term or long term?
Yeah. So to be like personable or whatever, I think my love for my music is a God. Like, I made up in my mind that like even if God was to come down and tell you like you have no future, like tell me that I have no future in music and I never make it as a big mainstream artist, I wake up the next morning and record another song
and do it all over again.
Yeah, that's what I love like to do. But like goal wise, it is like my goal to first create a sustainable lifestyle off of music, like solely music. Whether it's merchandise, shirts, shows, like touring, different things. Like that's an immediate goal, short term goal. But ultimately, long term, it's like I like to compete. I'm a competitor, so I want to be known as one of the greatest of all fucking time. And I feel like that's just a matter of time, man. I feel like it's a matter of notoriety, a matter of popularity. Because the talent is there. It's always been there, and I've always like compared myself to the greats. You know, so it's just a lifestyle that I live, man.
You gotta compare yourself to the greats to be great.
Yeah.
Let me see. What let's see, I'm trying to think. What is shit? I completely lost the question that I had.
So
yeah, I got a phone call. This shit threw me all the way off. Who are some artists, whether they be mainstream or old school or not here anymore, that you would feel like is your dream collab, or somebody a producer maybe that you want to work with?
Yeah. So like I said, like the with my favorite artists, like probably the big three. I just want to be on the record with the niggas to see like can I really box?
Can you do it?
You know what I'm saying? Can I box with these niggas?
Right.
But like it's gonna sound wild, but like I really want to work with Marvin Gaye or like Tupac because like those two artists like kind of like my biggest inspirations that are no longer here no more. And Big L. A lot of people don't know Big L, but I just feel like I want to work with Marvin Gaye because like musically he's like one of the most sound and freaking amazing individuals when it comes to like music and harmonies and like his ideas of just doing the wildest shit. This nigga did a poem and sang the lines after he said them on a fucking song, and it was amazing. And this nigga sat on the couch.
I was gonna say that video, him laying on the couch singing, that's crazy.
This nigga was
crazy.
Like
laying down, just chilling.
And singing the most angelic fucking notes of all time, bro. It's just like, and watching like videos of Pop and how people say like, this nigga just be in the studio and record 3 songs in the matter of a couple hours. Like I don't create like that. It's just like, I feel like that hard work and that work ethic will rub off on me. Making quality, nigga was making quality music. Said a nigga recorded California Love, Ambition as a Rider, and like the nigga recorded like 3 hits.
Back to back. Yeah.
So that, and then like I would love to pick up like the idea of shock value from Big L, like just like how this nigga be writing and say like the wildest shit in the world. Like nigga told the whole world, if I got AIDS, then every cutie in the city got it. This is like how you sit there and say some shit like that.
Right.
But I love to like sit with all 3 of them. And then of course it's the Dr. Dre's, DJ Quicks of the world.
Oh man, you may say DJ Quick.
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot of people, especially from the East Coast, saying Quick.
Yeah, like my sister exposed me to a lot of West Coast music when I was young, so like a lot of NWA, a lot of Tupac and Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg, like so like my West Coast was my first introduction into rap music as a whole. So
like shit, same here. My dad put me on Easy E, Easy Does It.
Oh yeah,
man. Early. Yeah. My mama got on his ass for playing that shit around me, but hey, I'm fucking with it though.
That's Ice Cube though. Like,
oh yeah. Definitely Ice Cube,
Cube is like one of my favorite artists. Like a lot of people don't respect Cube.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Cube is one of my favorite artists, man. Cube is very inspirational.
What are some of your ambitions as far as for the future of your career? Meaning, like, do you want to go more the independent route, or are you looking for management, record label signing, anything like that?
To be honest, like I said, immediate future is like I want to create my own ecosystem.
So much so independent.
Yeah, so like immediately, and then like maybe venture out with some Nipsey Hussle type ideologies. Just create my own ecosystem that works for me and creates a sustainable form of living for me. And then like we can talk about label deals later because I ain't trying to get break from my music.
Oh yeah, when it makes sense, when you got the leverage that you want.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that.
Like as of now, like if I was assigned to a label, I'm looking for a partnership, bro. I'm not looking for lift me up. So I'm trying to do all the heavy work, the heavy lifting, like right now.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
What are some of your personal favorites as far as, let's go this album and then let's go your catalog overall?
Ooh. So like when I make songs, it's like they all like my children. I don't like choosing.
You love all of whoever's in front of you.
So let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like you name me, like maybe you be like, what's your most sentimental song?
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I can pick like that. Yeah.
What is your most sentimental song? So you said that one first. Let's go. Your most sentimental, your most, I guess, hype, more so club vibe, and then one where it's the ladies. I'll say that.
Okay. So sentimental, say it'd be like a tie between What Was You At When I Needed You Most and the Sorry Mama joint that I just released on. What Was You At When I Needed You Most was on Quest for Life Volume 1, and then Sorry Mama was on this one. Two being like two songs about like the first verse of Needed You Most was about like my father pretty much like never being there for me or you know caring about like my well-being and different things like that. And that was like one of the first times that I ever really spoke about it. And then Sorry Mama was like the first time that I ever spoke about like I don't feel like I'm deserving or worthy of like, my mom telling me I'm proud, like she's proud of me or whatever. But then like hype songs, I say like either and like they got the same kind of vibe. So I say like Champion from A Quest Called Life Volume 2, and then Apartment from A Quest Called Life Volume 3, the one I just dropped. Like Apartment gets me so hyped, bro, because it's just like when I don't know if he was like in the IG live listening party, but niggas started throwing up gang signs and shit. And I was tripping, and I'm not a gang
Hey, you be in that mode sometimes.
From a certain area, man, but I'm not a gang.
I feel you.
But just like shoot, man, joints for the ladies. Man, I used to write a lot of songs about girls, so I get like, you know what I'm saying, people that are interested in doing the homework or whatever. There's a song that I dropped when I was in dope music. It's called Sundress Season.
Oh man.
And that was one of the things that kind of like put us on in Winston. It was just like we did this song like called Sundress Season. And it was not like, you know, freaky like, oh yeah, I want to see you or something. Like it was a very intricate and very artistic song about loving women in sundresses. And then shoot, I would see like when you do stuff like I got to choose one from each one. I say A Quest Called Life Volume 1. I really love performing the one.
That'll be my next one. Which one do you like performing the most?
Yeah. So. Shit, man, you got my head all over.
My fault.
Quest Called Life Volume 2 would go with Stargaze, and then Quest Called Life Volume 3 would go with I don't even think I had any like real girl records on there, but shoot, Shawnee's Interlude. As far as like girl records,
okay.
Like performing the most, I really like performing Take It Away. Quest Called Life Volume 1. I like performing the one from Quest Called Life Volume 1. I like performing Cold Hearted from Volume 2. And I didn't get to perform it that much. I guess like it's to be determined for Quest Called Life Volume 3.
Oh yeah, we still gotta get to them dates first.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, what is this is probably the last question. But what is the fan favorite overall from your old catalog? Or let's say let's do one from each.
I mean, Quest Called Life Volume 1, it's like that's the fan favorite, period, is a dedication. And a dedication, like, it really meant a lot that a lot of people gravitated towards that because it was like a song pretty much dedicating the album to the inspiration of my brother that passed away. He was a stepbrother to me. He was my sister's brother, but, you know, like, he always treated me like family. He made it very adamant that before he went, he died of colon cancer that spread throughout his body. But he made it very adamant that, it's life, man. Life and death. Yeah. But, I appreciate that, though. He made it very adamant to me before he passed away. He made it adamant to his wife first that he wanted me, like, in this obituary, which meant a lot. And then the fact, I didn't know he was passing away at first. He called me maybe like 2 weeks before he passed. And the fact that your whole world is literally collapsing in front of you, and you know this, and you call me to tell me, like, you got to keep doing music. And like you took the time out when you're dying to call me and tell me like you want me to keep doing music and that it's inspiring.
Something special.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Something
like,
special.
So I dedicated that whole album to him. That was an intro and dedication. And that's been like the fan favorite. That's the most stream song that I have up to this point from my whole career. And Sundress Season was a very high streaming record. But I say like Volume 2, see the options, Cold Hearted or Stargazing. I think those were the big three. And then as far as this one right now, I think the fan favorite is probably going to be 550 or I Like It. And possibly Apartment. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You still reading the room right now.
Still to be determined, man.
Okay.
I think it's like real groovy though that when I drop albums, it's like the start. You know, when you go Apple Music, if you have Apple Music, like you know the star beside things, it changes all the time. So, like I never really know what the fan favorite is. I take it as the album is the fan favorite.
Oh yeah. Hey, as long as they keep shuffling around, that means people still listen to it. I do have one more question for you though.
Okay.
What let's see, do I want to do what 3 songs out your whole catalog do you feel like if somebody wasn't familiar with you, you would give them those 3 songs and say, hey, this is me. This is who I am as an artist?
Man, probably A Dedication.
Okay.
Take It Away. And this nigga said 3.
We can do 5.
Okay, that makes it a little bit easier.
So you said Dedication, Take It Away.
Yeah. Cold Hearted.
Okay.
Shoot, man, that put me on the spot. C'est La Vie. And dang, man.
One more.
Sorry, Mama. I'm gonna say Sorry.
Sorry, Mama. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I opened up a lot of that song. So yeah.
Okay. Well, shit, it's been real good talking to you, brother. It's good to finally meet you in person. Anything?
Are we gonna do like a fake death up?
Oh nah. Nah, I ain't doing that shit. Just gonna tell the people, you know what I'm saying, what they can look forward to from you, where they can find you at, anything like that, whatever you want to tell them.
I don't even think I said this, but I'm Slade the Supreme. I'm an artist out of North Carolina. I'm just a regular, everyday nigga that can do music at a high level. You can find me anywhere. Google me. Slade the Supreme. SLADETHESUPREME. Just a lot more to be in store. I'm looking forward to these next couple of months, next couple of years, next couple of whatever, because it's elevation from here on out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit, that's, like I said, that's all I got for you, man. I definitely appreciate it. Appreciate your time, and we out.
Shoot.